I have never, ever seen a media buildup like that. Well, at least not since Geraldo opened Al Capone's vault. Rachel Maddow had what she thought was a world-beating scoop, and she proceeded to tease it and tweet it and troll us until we finally got around to it. As the world knows by now, Rachel Maddow on her MSNBC show was able to show 2 whole pages of Donald Trump's tax returns from 2005. She got this from a former New York Times reporter, David K. Johnston, who says it just arrived in his mailbox. He took it to Rachel, and then Maddow started tweeting about it on Tuesday night, and there was this big buildup. And then she comes on the air in her primetime program, and she does a rambling 20-minute, far-reaching, here's everything we don't know about Donald Trump's taxes, and if we looked at this and we don't know about that, and it could shed light on this, and it goes on and on and on, and finally we come to a commercial break, and she says, oh, we'll be right back with the tax returns. By this time, Twitter was going nuts. It was sort of like, okay, if you have a big story, it's called news, breaking news, how about putting it on the air? Well, it turned out, I mean, look, it was a legitimate story. I think any news organization would have gone with it. It actually is a story, ironically, given MSNBC's approach to the Trump presidency, that helped Donald Trump, because it showed that rather than paying no taxes and rather than not being as rich as he says, that in 2005 at least, he made $150 million and paid $38 million in taxes on that, about a 25% rate, which is higher than a lot of rich people, certainly higher than Mitt Romney. But the thing is that had Maddow just played it straight, I think she would have gotten credit for, breaking a bit of news, even if it didn't turn out to be cataclysmic news. But it not only took way, 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 way too long to get to it, but it kind of was a partisan spectacle. I mean, she was just gleeful and almost giddy at times and saying, it's not fake news, I'm real, it's real, here, pinch me. She was so clearly enjoying this that I think it sort of undercut what could have been her role as a journalist. Obviously, she is a very liberal commentator who cannot stand Donald Trump, but she's very smart and a good broadcaster. I think she really undercut herself. And here's 2 other ways in which that did not play well. One, she essentially fumbled away the scoop, because by teasing it and touting it, she gave the White House time to put out a statement with the tax return information, blasting the dishonest media, and in effect lost the scoop that she could have had to herself. Number 2, David K. Johnston came on and immediately started speculating about, well, maybe Donald Trump sent this to me. He doesn't know. He says it just showed up in his mailbox. And if Trump was going to leak it, and I'm not buying that, I think David K. Johnston would probably be the last reporter he would send it to, or have somebody send it to, since the guy has spoken critically about it, wrote an anti-Trump book last year. I mean, he's a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter, but he's also likened Trump to P.T. Barnum, said he doesn't know anything, so it seems like he would be an unlikely recipient. At the same time, speculation on the right, that this was a nefarious leak from the IRS, there's no evidence of that, and beside the 2 pages said client copy on it, which makes it much less likely that it came from within the government. So bottom line, a lot of mockery and criticism toward Rachel Maddow, even from some mainstream journalists, even from some left-wing websites, because I think she just enjoyed it too much and took too long. And even Geraldo was saying, I'll now give the Al Capone crown to Rachel Maddow.